Now, you all remember a couple of weeks ago now, Isabelle came to us and she told us about how she was in an abusive relationship with a non-white, anti-white man. She was anti-white, and the relationship was so horrible that she had decided, and psychologically and physically abusive, that she had decided to end her life on, I think it was the 4th of this month, and had written her suicide letter. And then a wonderful human being going free, a real life hero, not one of these antique LARPers who like to, pretend to be in black and white photo, but a genuine hero. Went to Isabelle, gave her a copy of Go Free, and said, "You've got to read this." She read Go Free and decided to not end her life. A testimonial from the absolute heavens, And thank God Jack did what he did. Thank God that she had the courage to change course and to find truth and potential inside of herself and in the work that we have here for her in this one truly wonderful community. She then wrote me, I wrote her, and she wrote me back, and I asked if I could share, and I just had to take out the name of the ex-boyfriend, and I'm going to read to you a most touching response from our brand new sweet sister, whose life we cherish, Isabelle. And she writes here, "Thank you for listening to me. Jack suggested to drop a financial gift. He said I could open up and talk to your community. I was genuinely surprised by how kind and welcoming everyone is," and then smiley faces. "And it was hard to not feel my eyes water when I listened to you speak with such power. I started dating," her non-white ex-boyfriend, "during my time at uni, and it was the biggest mistake I had ever made. Jack always tried to pull me away from her anti-white, non-white ex-boyfriend because he had been into the white positive circle for a long while. His favorites, Jack's favorites, are you, Mark Collett, Red Ice, and Jared Taylor. But I told him," she told Mark, "to leave me alone and called him a racist. One day, I caught her non-white ex-boyfriend cheating on me, but he told me there's nothing that it was, she says, but he told me that it was nothing and that I didn't have a choice in ending the relationship. The next day, he forced himself onto me. So he raped her. The next day, he forced himself onto me. And when I tried to stop him, he held me down and shouted, quote, 'Are you a racist?' And I eventually lost all hope in life. I was weak, and her ex-boyfriend consistently took advantage of me. But Jack, while very angry at me for dating this guy, didn't give up on me. And when I finally told him I was going to kill myself and I missed him, he came for me, offered Go Free, and stayed with me for 36 hours non-stop before going back to work and still regularly checking up on me. I have read Go Free, and it all makes sense. I realize how lost I was, and I want to thank you again, great Jason, for writing this incredibly logical book that lays out the war against white people, even for a retard like myself. I feel so ashamed in what I have done. I'm not sure if Jack will ever get over me dating this anti-white boyfriend of hers, and I can't blame him. But I feel a purpose in my life now because I feel like I can have a people a great people, and I am part of a community. P.S. I have repaired my broken relationship with my dad, who I also used to call a racist, anti-white slur, as you say, for voting for Trump in 2016. I am now back with him at home and recovering, and I hope Jack will forgive me. Thank you, Jason. I owe you my life. Yours, Isabelle. That is most touching, dear sister. Thank you so very much. I have to say, the first couple times I read that, it really watered my eyes, and it means so very much that you have come to our community. You are welcomed with both arms, and we will throw arms around you digitally now, but we will also do so in the future when we are finally able to meet in person. And like I said, it will be just like old friends meeting for the first time. So bless you, and thank you so much for having the courage to do what so many don't have the courage to do. This says a lot about this young woman, ladies and gentlemen, does it not? How many people out there, how many of our white brothers and sisters out there are taking that path, that ultimate white flight, and leaving this world because of how wretched the anti-whites have made our lives, because of all of the mean pathogens that they're infected with. They so hate every ounce of themselves. They so hate every ounce of what we create. There is no escaping it. Not even in our dreams. We are still Western kind. So many don't have the courage. And for most, of course, regrettably, they're not learning about Go Free. They get out on the internet, and if they search for more information, who are they likely to come across? So it's not going to be this tiny footprint. So it's going to have to be heroes like Jack, who step in at the 11th hour and 59 minutes, and who have a handout on one side of their body and Go Free on the other side. That's going to be what it's going to have to take for us to make a change. These poor people are not going to find, they're going to land on, you can name a dozen other people's channels and etc. websites that they'll land on, and you know very well none of that material is going to turn anybody away from committing suicide, from the ultimate act of white flight. So thank you, Isabelle, for having the courage, first of all, and then having the integrity and the character to work through Go Free, as your good friend, the great hero, Jack, who we salute, had asked you to do, admonished you to do. And then having the courage, once changing your mind, to say to the totality of the community, this is where I was. This is what I was about to do. And this is what prevented me from doing it. I now have purpose in my life. I now have a people. I know there's a greatness inside of me. I know that I can be redeemed. Nobody is too far gone. Thank you so much, because it would be so easy at that point, Isabelle, to, once you had come away from that edge, once you had step back from that precipice, to just hide that inside of you, that you were ever that close. And so many do. That you were ever that close. Only share that abject weakness with your closest of friends, and only when you were certain that they wouldn't turn on you at some point in the future. It takes a lot of character to come out and say what you have said here, and we salute you for that, and everyone else who has shared the piss poor state that is not your fault, that you have found yourself in because of anti-whiteism. For being able to come forward and saying, this is what did it for me, that sort of testimonial is going to save lives. And for that, Isabelle, we salute you, just as we salute Jack for reaching a hand out to you at that 11th hour and 59 minutes. God bless the both of you. Thank you so much.